Hello, Bill Molyneux here, Nottingham Wargaming Group and the Fast Play Wargame Group. And anyhow, this is a video on my Fort games. So here we go. Savage Wilderness is a board game that I designed that Lock and Load Publishing and David Heath released for me a couple years ago. And then unfortunately COVID hit, and it really never got released to the public. So I'm going to go over a few things about Savage Wilderness. To start off with, the box cover is Tom Hinkleman and Dennis McKibben. And I'm very grateful to David Heath and Lock and Load because they're not going to be publishing this anymore. And they've given me the files. And I will be taking this game and retooling it with Jeff Valent on Superior Print on Demand. And we're going to be advertising this and selling it at my historic sites, such as Fort Ticonderoga and Fort Frederick. Now, I'm going to just hit some of these maps. This is Fort Ligonier. Every October, there's Fort Ligonier Days and a reenactment. What's special about the Fort Ligonier scenario? Well, Dr. Walter Powell, who is a very famous historian, he helped me with that scenario. Sort of proud of that. And Dr. Walter Powell also is in charge of the Braddock's War College event in November. One of the other scenarios in Savage Wilderness, which will be our, I think we're going to be calling it the French Indian War Volume 2. But anyhow, we have Fort Frederick. Now, Fort Frederick is an incredible stone masonry fort in western Maryland at Big Pool Springs. Robert Ambrose is the park ranger that oversees the fort. And we came up with a fictional campaign game as if the French army came over the mountain range, and one of the first things they would need to do to move towards Baltimore, Alexandria, would be take out Fort Frederick. Moving along, we have Fort Oswego, Mercer's Massacre, and the Bloody Morning Scout right near Lake George. So, Bloody Run, Fort Bull, Kittating, the raid on the natives, and there is a movie, Alone Yet Not Alone, which it's a French Indian War movie, and that's all I'll say, but they do have that battle. And we do have our Fort Niagara scenario. So, and after we get rolling at Superior Print on Demand, I will be seeing if Fort Niagara and Fort Ligonier will want to carry these. We never got to that point. So that's what we have here. So Savage Wilderness will become a French Indian War Battle Pack, Volume 2. And the counters and all will be the same. There's our Melisse, and I'm very fortunate that David Heath turned all the files over to me and let me go wild with releasing the games in a new box format. So please support Lock and Load Publishing because they're supporting me to support French Indian War sites. So we're talking about Volume 2, French Indian War Battle Pack. Well, we have Bloody Mohawk, the French Indian War, and this actually got produced quite heavily. I think we sold several hundred copies. On the cover we have Tom Hinkleman once again and the Snapping Turtle. Had a couple people ask me about glasses. Believe it or not, Native Americans, they were trading with our with the Europeans for a couple hundred years by now. And glasses were not, they were actually used by natives, and also buckled shoes. And I do have a video on my channel by Dennis McKibben who explains the buckled shoes and other items used by the natives. One of the cool things we have is me on the back of the scenario book for Bloody Mohawk. But this will be in a box by that Fort Frederick, or Fort Ticonderoga, came up with an entire new box and artwork. And it'll be volume 1. And of course we have the Battle of Jumonville Glen. That starts off the French-Indian War. And Fort Necessity, Braddock's defeat. So, one of the neat battles where Montcalm and the French forces defeated the British, the Battle of Carillon, and we are going to be publishing everything just like it was lock and load through my Superior Print on Demand and Jeff Willent. So I'm really looking forward to having these games in the new boxes. Jeff is working on it, and hopefully within the next couple weeks we'll be up and running. So how can you purchase these? Well, we'll have them on our website of Superior Print on Demand. We'll also, I think, anytime you shop at Fort Frederick or Fort Ticonderoga, and I believe Fort Ticonderoga will be putting them on their online website, their gift shop. But this video is to show you that I am back on track with my historic sites, and I hope to have them back at Fort Ligonier. This game actually never got produced enough to make it to Fort Ligonier, and we actually made the Ligonier game. So Volume 1, Volume 2 of the French-Indian War. It's still the same. It's just going to be reboxed and sold at historic sites. And if you did buy Bloody Mohawk but were unable to get Savage Wilderness, it will be in a Fort Frederick box, the French-Indian War Volume 2. And I'm way over time in my 3 minutes. That was sort of the idea anyhows. And thank you. Stay safe. Be kind. And support your historic sites. And if you run into David Heath at a convention at Lock and Load Publishing, tell him thank you for supporting historic sites also. Thank you.